This is probably one of the most important videos that I've ever done. And one of the reasons is because most people are ignorant to what I'm about to discuss within it. And those who desire to be ignorant and free desire what never was and what never shall be. So if you agree that it's important, please like it and share it with everybody you know. Hey guys, before we get into today's video, I want to give a real quick shout out to today's sponsor, Virtual Shield VPN. And the reason I promote it, guys, is because I use it every single day and I know that it works, and I've proven it in videos in the past. If you use the link in the description, you're going to get 50% off, and that's going to help you protect your identity, your activity, and your location anytime you're surfing on the net. That link is in the description below. All right, before I get into this video, I want to make something really clear. This is Madison Cawthorn. He's a representative for the 11th District in North Carolina, and I agree with almost everything the guy says. But that does not mean there's not a psychological operation going on. And on this channel, I talk about psychological operations a lot. And what people need to understand about psychological operations is, what is it? A psychological operation is a technique that's designed to rewire our minds. And I mean our minds. Every one of us on one level or another has been and is being psychologically operated on. The intent of psychological operations in rewiring the mind is to make us think about life in a way we probably shouldn't be thinking about it. It's intended to cause us to think that evil is good or good is evil. It causes us to accept things that we shouldn't and to not accept things that we should. It's upside down world. It's almost like that Isaiah 5:20 verse where it says, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter." That's just, woe to you. Woe to you if in your mind you live in an upside down world and you accept evil as good. That will not be good for you. It won't be good for your family. It won't be good for your community. It won't be good for your country. It won't be good for the world. And psychological operators and social engineers who specialize in these techniques know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly where it leads society. So I don't disagree with a lot of what Madison Cawthorn says here, but it's in the context of bolstering and supporting the psychological operation that's going on in Congress, which is the opposite of progress. What we need to understand is you're going to hear a lot of good words from Madison Cawthorn. A lot of what he's going to say is right, but they do nothing about it because they aren't laying the axe to the root of the tree. They're not uprooting the corrupt tree that needs to be uprooted. They're attacking the leaves at the end of the tree. And the root that I'm talking about is, if you're going to be a congressman or a senator or a representative, and you're going to walk around in Congress and you're going to say, "Oh, we're here because we want to safeguard the liberty of Americans." If that's true, then the first thing you would do is you would guard the most valuable commodity that every single one of us has in our possession. And that's our time and our laboring energies. They're both, they're irreplaceable. Once you spend your labor, you can't get it back. Once you spend your time, there's no redos. There's no reset button. So the first thing you would do is safeguard all Americans, and I'm just talking about America here, but any politician in any country, if your objective is to safeguard the liberties of your countrymen, then the first thing you would do is safeguard their time and their laboring energies. And that's all money is, guys. That's all property is. It's a product of your time and laboring energies. What do tyrants do? They want to tap into that stream and steal your time and extort you for your laboring energies in the form of stealing the product of your time and laboring energies. And the funny thing about tyrants is, specifically in, like, for example, if you're walking up the Capitol steps in Virginia, You have to walk over a very ornate seal that's embedded in the concrete that says Sic Semper Tyrannis, thus always to tyrants. So you have tyrants who are continuing with this psychological operation, continuing to be a part of this corrupt system, walking over a seal that literally says, thus always to tyrants. And you know what the thus is. I don't have to say that. So they act as tyrants as they walk over a seal that's condemning tyrants. That's how deep the psychological operation is. And with this Madison Cawthorn speech that you're about, it's only 2 minutes, but with this Madison Cawthorn speech where he's railing on Nazi Pelosi about what she shouldn't be doing about this $3.5 trillion spending bill, as he's doing that, he's engaging in and facilitating and supporting and strengthening the psychological operation that's already there, because ain't nothing going to be done. And besides that, he's attacking the leaves on the tree. He's far from uprooting the tree. So if you were going to be a representative safeguarding the time and laboring energies of your countrymen, the first thing you would do is, oh, okay, what entity or organization is stealing that time and laboring energies? Oh, is it the IRS? I wonder. Is it the Federal Reserve? It could be. So you'd lay your axe at the root of those trees, uproot those domestic terror cells, and then you could rightly say, you know what? I fought for the freedoms of my countrymen. Until you do that, everything that you hear is smoke and mirrors. Everything you hear is juggling clowns under the big top. Now listen to this video.
This is my generation's long-form death certificate. You endorsed it, you own it, and you will pass it. But I will be the one who pay for it. My generation. And if America still stands, my grandchildren will pay for this Trojan horse of a socialist proposal. $3.5 trillion in unhinged, unconscionable, irredeemable spending.
Look what the guy on the left is promoting there.
It's the final nail in the coffin of the American dream. Karl Marx would even call this bill radical. Look at this. This is a pallet of $100 million. And for scale, beside that is me. And behind all of that is what the Democrats are proposed to spend. You've stolen my generation's checkbook. And Madam Speaker, we want it back. No American who votes for this trash should ever see the inside of a legislative chamber ever again. They should never take another oath of office for Congress, for State House. Hell, they shouldn't even be able to get on a mosquito control board because they have endorsed the demise of the country they swore to protect.
Look at that. Look at that stack of papers on his desk. You think anybody has gone through that? How many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages are in that bill? I don't remember the amount of pages that were in the stimulus bill that Trump signed, but what Cawthorn is condemning, and rightly condemning here, this $3.5 trillion spending package. Guys, first of all, we can't afford it. Second of all, how much of this actually goes toward, foreign aid? Why can't we keep all that stuff home? Third of all, how much of it goes toward DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, TSA, $60 billion a year for the Department of Homeland Security, $60.1 million a day for NASA. That's just two small examples in this wasteful spending package. But Cawthorn is here condemning Nazi Pelosi, and rightly so. Why didn't he condemn Trump for signing a $6.2 trillion stimulus package? That's trillion with a T. Check it out.
Well, thank you all very much. It's a very important day. I'll sign the single biggest economic relief package in American history, and I must say, or any other package, by the way. It's twice as large as any relief ever signed. It's $2.2 billion, but it actually goes up to $6.2 potentially trillion dollars. So you're talking about a $6.2 trillion bill. Now I'm going to sign this, and it's a great honor. $6.2 trillion. I've never signed anything with a T on it. I don't know if I can handle this one, Mitch. We can't chicken out at this point, can we? I don't think so, huh? All right, thank you all. Good, I wanted that to be a nice signature.
$3.5 trillion pales in comparison to the $6.2 trillion that Trump foisted on us. But that's what banker puppets do. And that's why what Cawthorn says is nothing. It has no effect at all. All this does is, this video has about 750,000, or, it's closing in on 1 million views. It's got 48 or 49,000 likes and only 848 dislikes because everybody's in the left versus right paradigm dog and pony show. And it makes them feel good to go, yeah, Cawthorn, go get him. Yeah. Cawthorn ain't getting nothing. Not only are you not putting a dent in, you're not even scratching the surface of the corruption that is Washington's District of Criminals. If you're not going to disband and liquidate all the properties and assets of the Federal Reserve, the IRS, the IMF, and get them out of our hair, you aren't doing anything, nothing. You're not even moving. You're standing still. You're not even standing still. You're sitting down. You're not even sitting down. You're not even sitting in the halls of Congress. This is why I always say politics is the clever and deceptive art of using euphemisms, lies, emotionalism, and fear-mongering in order to dupe average people into accepting and even demanding the chains of their own enslavement. This is a psychological operation that's keeping us in it. This is an even more powerful psychological operation than what Nazi Pelosi has to offer, because Nazi Pelosi is blatant, guys. She's blatant. This right here is more hidden to people. Therefore, the psychological operation that the social engineers have put into play becomes more powerful because it's far more deceptive. He won't call out Trump for $6.2 trillion, but he will call out Nazi Pelosi for $3.5 trillion. Guys, think about how big the number trillion is. I'll say it again until my dying day. If you were given $1 a day, how long would you have to, not $1 a day. If you were given $1 for every second you're alive, how long would you have to live to collect your first $1 trillion? This is how big $1 trillion is. If you were given $1 a second every day, you would accumulate $86,400 every single day times 365. How many years would you have to live to collect your first trillion? 31,709 years. Let's listen to the rest of this.
This is what crushing, overwhelming, unrecoverable debt looks like. And we haven't even talked about the substance. This proposal is legislative malfeasance on the lifeblood of our country, energy independence, and more importantly, energy dominance. You show me a nation's energy policies, and I'll show you the future of that nation. Under President Trump, our energy independence carved out our standing in the world. We were the captains of our destiny, not Middle East kingdoms. We augmented our national security through America First energy independence, not foreign reliance. America was leading the world. But when Joe Biden took office, our soaring, thriving energy independence came trashing down. Failed policies, fatal spending. That's your legacy, Madam Speaker. You have put before us a death wish for America. You stand guilty of financial treason, Madam Speaker, but the sentence will be served out by my generation. With that, my friend, I'll give it back to you.
This is all talk. That's all this is. All talk. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. We need to do away with Washington's District of Criminals. We need to do away with the Federal Reserve, the IRS, the IMF, the UN. That's where the axe needs to head. And not just cutting it off at the root of the tree, but pulling the entire corrupt tree out. If you disagree with anything that I said in this video, I want to hear it in the comment section below. If you get something out of this video and you think it's valuable, then other people need to hear it. Another thing about politics, guys, politics is not just the clever and deceptive art of using euphemisms, lies, emotionalism, and fear-mongering in order to dupe average people into accepting and demanding the chains of their own enslavement. It's like magic. People are spellbound. They think they can't live without politics and politicians and government. That's how horrible this whole situation is. So if you get something out of these videos, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know, and don't forget to subscribe to my private email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel, grab one of those hard-hitting conversations starting designs that you can get on any shirt, hoodie, mug, sticker, whatever you want. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video. Hey guys, we know with the way things have been going, it can get really interesting really quick. So make sure you and your family have a long-term storable food supply. Support the channel and get $50 off with my link in the description while you still can.